Hello and welcome to Alex Plays Minecraft, where I provide commentary on my survival gameplay and progression inside this world. I hope you enjoy my minimalist, no fluff Minecraft videos, and feel free to go check out my previous videos if you'd like to catch up. Either way, thank you for watching. Well, progression is definitely being made. I've got a farm that I'm working on. I've got a good pen of chickens now that I'm able to pretty regularly breed up. Decided to dig this up and fill it back in, make it look a little bit more natural. Got the cows now. They're just kind of they're providing what they need to provide. I'm getting food and I'm getting leather. A little bit of a slower rate, and pretty soon I'll be getting meat from the chickens too. So yeah, the farm is still kind of in progress at this point. I have all the pumpkins laid, but I hadn't started seeding yet. So I decided to run back and start getting hay. I'm gonna need hay for the cows, and I don't have any intention of making any auto farms at this point. This is really just to get going. Again, at this point, I'm only maybe 6 hours in, if that. And some might say the progression is kind of slow, but I tend to like to do things the way I like to do them. Yeah, I just out of nowhere decided to just go ahead and start breaking down more of this area. It was just feeling a little cramped, a little claustrophobic. I expanded the chest to 6, um, and then I really needed to sort them out. So I moved the furnaces back and the crafting tables back, and then just started moving stuff. It took quite a while to do, but got them kind of all sorted out as best as I could. So 6 is reasonable. I'm gonna have to increase it, once I get more efficient tools and everything, and mining gets a lot quicker. I'm gonna need to really increase it. Yeah, I got 4 chickens on an egg there. Thought that was kind of neat. So it was at this point that I decided it was time to turn the friendly creatures down even lower, just because the chickens were so loud and ridiculous, and the cows are loud too. And I just, at a certain point, you just have to say, enough's enough. They're so obnoxious. But at least there's still audio on this video. The last one, I was listening to music in the background, did not realize that the capture device was getting that too. So most of it, completely unusable audio. At this point too, I hadn't really decided on what I wanted to do. Here I was just more or less digging for gravel to get flint, but then it kind of progressed into expanding the farm out a little bit, and also too to make it more accessible. You can see there I got a pretty big wall that leads up to my compound, if you want to call it that. So I started kind of just digging stuff out, and eventually got to the point where at least I could jump in and out quickly. It's at this point too that I'm kind of getting tired of seeing this. That little farm there. So I was thinking about taking it down, but I figured I'd wait until things grew out a little bit more, keep farming it as long as I can until eventually it just outlived its purpose. Yeah, so that's going pretty good there. I've got a decent amount of leather. This is when I decided to start actually getting some more paper so I could start making more books so that I could make more bookcases and everything. So it was only a matter of time at that point. Once I had a good cow farm going, and I had, it's not a very efficient cow farm. It's not a very efficient sugarcane farm, but it doesn't have to be either. It's not like I'm trying to make 700 bookcases. All I need are 15. So that's what I'm doing here, just making some bookcases. The more that you mine without good tools is the more kind of a waste of time, because it takes so long, when you're mining with just a plain iron pickaxe. So my goal is always to try and get at least efficient and unbreaking tools right away, or as close to as right away as I can. And I finally decided to get rid of this eyesore. So I started taking the seeds out. Just get it gone. So that's what I did. Well, that's what I started to do here. Kind of see. And eventually got the water spots filled in and dug it out. I decided to kind of flatten this out a little bit too. I have no intention of staying here forever. I've barely explored the area. I'm really just trying to get resources at this point. But I also can't resist terraforming, when I'm here for so long. So that's what I kind of kept doing. Figured gravel's always good. You can see the chicken farm is going good. So I would typically go over, feed them a bunch of seeds, and then just kind of let them grow eventually until I could do that. It's a good EXP farm too. You can get a lot of experience that way. Same with the cows. Again, I don't intend to make a mob farm here. If I'm going to make one, I'd rather make it where I actually end up. So I don't have to rebuild it, because they take a long time to build, especially in survival when you have to harvest all the resources. So it's another part of the reason why I'm strip mining so much, and you'd see that in the previous episodes I did a decent amount of strip mining, mainly to try and get diamonds and to get some iron and such, but also the cobblestone is nice. I've got probably a half a chest of cobble at this point. It's not, I'm going to need more than that to make a mob farmer, but I figure once I get an ender chest and a couple other things like that, and I decide to pick up and move, I can just load it all up and run over, and then load it all up and run over. Or if I find a abandoned mine shaft too, I can get some cheap minecart rails. I already have a decent amount of redstone, so getting redstone torches to power the powered rails is going to be easy enough. You can see over there, a couple of pillagers decided to show up. I'm not sure where these guys come from, if they just spawn randomly. I think they do. I was under the impression that there had to be, a fortress somewhere nearby. I don't think that's the case. But I didn't really decide to leave them be and have them be shooting at me when I don't want them to, when I'm in the middle of something. So I just kind of took them out here. Couldn't find the leader. Just kind of left him be and decided to head back in. Take a little bit of inventory. I'd gotten some flint and some gravel from terraforming, so I put that crap away. And then I tried to decide what to do next. When I'm not working on a big project, it's really just keeping things organized, and terraforming is what ends up happening. And that's why early game is fun, but then once you get established into an area, it's really tough for me, especially to figure out what I want to do. I knew I wanted to get an enchanting table. I knew that, but I was kind of at the mercy of waiting for these guys to be able to do this with and get more leather. I knew once I had that, then I could start trying to, get fortune on a pickaxe so that I could go and start mining things more efficiently. Since I have the diamond pickaxe with me pretty much all the time, but it's not enchanted at all. I don't have any enchantments on it. So I was just kind of farming while also waiting for them to do their thing. And then, so here I was trying to remember what I was doing here. So I'm just adding lanterns, basically. I'm adding light to the farm so that if I am out and about doing things, or if I'm within, the distance required for it to work, it'll still grow at night. Yeah. It's just, again, something it kept me busy. I was really just, trying to bide my time. So I just kept on farming, kept on biding my time. Just checking out the land, keeping tabs on everything, trying to wait till I get more leather. And then I decided, I need to get more wood. I was getting a little low on wood. I knew I was going to be doing some strip mining, so I would need some torches. But I'm also going to need it for a project later. Not sure how much later, but later. I knew I wanted to get some stairs going so I wouldn't have to keep hopping around like an idiot. So that was one thing. But I also needed it for some buildings. Torches were very important, though. But I decided to use some of my cobble to get some walls built, so I wasn't so, vulnerable to creepers just marching in, blowing up, and me having to spend a bunch of time, redoing this area. Because you have to remember, I didn't just make a farm here. I had to dig all the gravel. I had to put all the dirt down. There's not a ton of dirt around this area. I haven't mined a lot of it. It's not a resource I have a bunch of. I got a crap load of cobble and I got a crap load of gravel, so I'm good on that. But for this farm, which again, it's not the most efficient farm. In fact, it's still it's the opposite of efficiency, but it's getting me what I need it to get me. So I dug out some areas, flattened it out a little bit, with the full intention of just getting a quick wall built. Just a quick, cheap one. Doesn't have to look pretty. It's there for, you know, keeping things away. So that's what I worked on. And just kept on building this wall. The only thing I didn't really think about was when I wanted to leave and come back, that I should make some way to get in and out without just, you know, the easiest solution would be to just, you know, mine the wall and then put it back down. But I wanted a more classy way of getting in and out. But that was a project for later. Wasn't super worried about that. I don't know why I was doing this in the middle of the night. The whole point of doing this is to keep out, you know, mobs, and mobs spawn at night. So I guess I was feeling pretty confident that nothing was going to come out and get me. It was either that or I forgot or wasn't paying attention. That's very possible. See, a little zombie came to say hello. I wasn't going to go all the way around the compound either. I just wanted to kind of go up to this point here, get it tall enough to where things won't be able to jump in. So that's what I did. I wasn't going to go over to the other side because I hadn't really seen much come from over that way anyways. And if they did, I had plenty of time to do something about it. On this side, it's a little bit more crucial to have the defense. So got it all down, got it done. And then it was just a matter of then putting torches up on it to keep things from spawning close to it that would threaten it. The other thing, too, is I try to preserve some of the landscape. I don't like just putting up walls and putting up things for the sake of doing it. I kind of want it to make sense, you know, and to look okay. That's why at this point you can see I'm taking the torches off the ground and putting them on actual little, like, pedestals. You know, it's all about the aesthetic. I've made lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of worlds over the last many years. And there were so many of them that I just, you know, I put so many hours into them, and I look back, when I was playing them even, I was just irritated with the way they looked. And even this isn't perfect. I'm not saying that this looks great, but it's it's better than what I had before in the past, for sure. Well, I finally got my first hay harvest. Some find this tedious. I don't. It's no more tedious than mining. I know what to expect. I'm putting seeds in the ground, it turns into hay. It's pretty uncomplicated. So I think at this point I was getting pretty close to having enough paper, leather, and everything I needed to get the amount of bookcases I needed. So if you're not familiar with it, enchanting tables, you know, they only get you the max level enchantments if you have 15 bookcases within one block. It has to be one block of air between it and the enchanting table. And that makes for really only a finite amount of ways that you can lay it out. But here you can see I finally had enough, and I finally got the enchanting table done. Once I get this done, it really takes off a little bit more. You know, obviously I had to make a space to put it, but what I mean by that is in my head now I'm thinking, okay, I have this. That means that I can get things started to get enchantments and starting to get things more efficiently, which means it's more worth it to me to sit down and just strip mine for like a straight hour because I know I'm going to get way more done than I would without it. But that's the thing. I still have to get those tools done. But at least at this point, I know that I have the ability to do it. So all I have to do is get the table, get a Fortune 3, you know, Diamond, or Fortune 2 even, I would be okay with. It wouldn't be perfect, but it'd be nice. But get something with Fortune, get the pickaxe with Fortune on it, and just go and start getting valuables. Once I have enough materials to make a full diamond armor set, hopefully at that point I've also gotten some lapis, you know, and I've gotten enough materials to where I can start thinking about going and actually gathering very valuable resources in the more risky areas like the nether. You know, I don't like to go there until I've got at least some fire resistance or at least a brewing stand going. But it's a start. So here is where the gambling really starts, right? I've got level 35, which means I've got, conceivably, I have 6 tries to get it. Now what I'm doing here is I'm checking the pickaxe for the enchantment 3 level. If it's not what I want, it's the efficiency, that's not bad, but I want fortune. This is the only diamond pickaxe I have. I don't want to mess with it. So I had to make some more books here too, so that I had more chances. And I have a limited amount of lapis too. So at this point, this could go really well or really badly. I could not get what I need and have to just go find more lapis without it, or I could find what I need and be well ahead. So keep checking. Got efficiency again. I started to think here, wait, is it not changing? Because I burned 3 books here, put it back in, and it was still the same level of efficiency. And you see, I hesitated. I'm like, what the? No, this is just a fluke. So I did it again, put the pickaxe in. Weird lag here. It like duped it for a second. I thought I'd gotten 2 for free. Put it back in, and boom, fortune 3. I was so pumped because I only had 1. That was my last chance. No, I had 1 more chance to do it. But see, I only have 6 lapis left. So, laid down a couple chests. I do this because I always forget to go grab it. This way I can remember. So I put the lapis here, put the books there. I was ready. Like here, I was ready to go. I had my diamond pickaxe with fortune 3 on it. So all I had to do was go back strip mining and take care of business. But decided to come out, do this real quick because I needed more books also in order to get more, chances at getting better stuff later. Little skeleton tried to ruin my day. Not gonna happen, Chief. I got fortune 3. Killed more chickens, getting more food, getting more EXP, and where do you think I went? Went straight down. Now, if you watched the last episode, you know why I'm coming straight here. It's because I already carved out an area where there was a vein of diamonds that I found while mining. And I had already carved out a spot so I could just sprint back to it. So that's where I went straight for the diamonds. I think there was 7 there in total. Yeah, 7 blocks. So I was pretty excited to see what I was going to get. 7 blocks is pretty good. And I think the maximum in a vein is 8. So normally I would have only gotten 7. I got 17. So pretty good. I was happy with that. I didn't feel like continuing to strip mine though, so I went back up and decided to take care of business up here. I still had the farm to finish, and I wanted to maximize the growth while I was messing with other stuff. So I kind of got it up to the wall, got it fully planted out, and just that way it was done. Didn't have to worry about it. And then I went back down. So I got my pick with me. I got a couple of iron ones and decided to just kind of cut in and just pick a spot and start mining. So I decided to start here because dirt's quick. Wasn't as much dirt, plus I need more dirt for later. And there's not a ton of it up on top. I know there is, but there's no reason, like unless I go out of my way to go mine it, there's no, real reason for me to do that. Yeah, and I legitimately ran into another vein of diamonds there pretty quickly. It is pretty small, but hey, I'll take it. 1, 2, 3, yeah, so there were 4 blocks of it. Ended up with 10, so yeah, not a bad yield. And that's really why I came down here. It was for more lapis and diamonds if I ran across them. So, well, really any resource at this point. It's so early in the game that I'll take anything. Coal. I'd like to have enough to not have to be like, oh man, I'm low on coal again. So mining here, I ended up walking right into a cave. Inventory was already pretty full, but I decided to take this guy out and then just start exploring it. Of course, at this point, it could have been just a hole, with nothing in it. But, figured I'd check it out. Make a little spot here so that I could get back into my little shaft. Since I had gone quite a ways at this point. And I always bring a spare trapdoor with me. Well, when I say always, I mean when I remember. So I had a way to get back into the shaft without too much difficulty. Yeah, it's a pretty small mine. I just kind of plucked away at it, got the resources that I could. Big old pool of lava here. Decided to just take it and get the... a lot of people would save that for later for like lava buckets for cooking and smelting and stuff like that. The nether's right there, man. I mean, there's like infinite lava down there. Let's go down there and grab it. I'm not worried about it. If anything, I'd rather take the obsidian. He scared the crap out of me, just FYI. And normally I'd leave him alone, but this one just, he gave me a funny look. Also, it's early game, and I only have like 2 pearls. So, he dropped one. And it's not like I can save him and come back for him later unless I throw a name tag on him. You know? But I don't think it matters. I don't think they can drop more than 1 pearl, even if you have looting, though. So I guess that was kind of just a dumb thing to say in general. Yeah, you know, I'm not worried about taking the durability down on it by mining coal. I'll use it. I've got it. I may as well use it. So I had a pretty good haul there. A lot of redstone, a lot of coal, a lot of iron, a little bit of gold, 1 pearl. Finally started to make blocks of it, so I had enough. So at this point, it's really just taking tabs on what I have. I've got a lot of coal, decent amount of iron, good amount of redstone, and I've got an enchanting table. And at least 1 tool that's useful. It's only got Fortune 3 on it, but that's all I really need. The big goal next was to, you know, get enough experience. I have 32 on screen right now, but that's really only enough to get 1 tool with 1 enchantment on it. So really at this point, I'm thinking ahead. I know what I can do, but I know what I also want to do after I do those things. I need a lot of wood because I have a project that's going to be undergone soon. Essentially, I want to make a spot to bring villagers to. The one villager that I found so far is, I mean, it's not that far away, but it's all the way across a fully zoomed out map. Not all the way across, I'm sorry. So it's like all the way east of me and down a little bit. And I just don't want to haul 2 villagers all the way back. But I know that I'm going to be wanting to get more efficient with it, so I organize these couple frames up so I can tell where things are. Makes it much easier to keep track. But you can kind of see, here's the stats so far. We're 3 episodes in. Games quit, 11 games. 4,500 jumps. Not a ton of mob kills. Time played, not even 10 hours. So, I mean, really, I've compressed 10 hours into 3 episodes of 30 minutes or less. So this is the result of 10 hours of gameplay for me. At the pace that I play, the way that I gather, the way that I spend my time. I spent a lot of time just doing stuff that doesn't matter, like terraforming. But I'm having fun. I'm having a lot of fun doing this. I really am. And that's going to bring episode 3 to a close. Thank you for watching. And remember, do what you love and be safe. And I'll see you next time on Alex Plays Minecraft.